Alright. How's my hair look? Excellent? Excellent. Pausing that now. Alright, here's what happened. I defrosted what I thought was this solid. See, this piece of meat. I did all the meat. I see that I should have realized that all the grain was nice, but I got it at Chester's and there's a little frost on it. So I ended up defrosting stew meat, which even though I only froze it like 10 days ago, it's also its color. So freezing does, it breaks down things. So I confused this for that. So now here it is, 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do with beef stew meat? I have a pressure cooker. And I always cook my meat in a pressure cooker. And it's so fast that we should be eating this meal. Beef stew. Perfect beef stew, which is always better the next day when you let it sit. But perfect enough beef stew in an hour. So, first thing we do, Instapot. Link in the description. Bang it. We're gonna have to bang it. Reach back here, yeah. Beepity beep boop. Now, I already have rice because I cooked, well, I have rice. I made rice. I'll explain the rice in a second. That could stay in there for now. We need this, which is what I made the rice in, because my pressure cookered rice is bae. And I would actually, if you're gonna make this, would recommend you make the rice before, take it out, and then put the beef stew in. My rice consists of 2 parts jasmine. If you can, Harris Teeter jasmine, which is something, it's a delicacy from down south. 2 parts of Harris Teeter jasmine, and 1 part of Rice Select Texmati, which is a long-grain American bismati. Okay, well that's it. And then you put salt and butter. I always do a 3-to-1 water ratio. I like it to really get sticky. I like to be able to put stuff on top of my rice and it doesn't go through the rice. I have to move the rice out of, yeah, you get it. Anyway, I also, since I was like, all right, well, I want a vegetable too, assuming it was still that steak, I froze and blanched and froze all these fucking carrots. And I pulled it out and went, do I have to defrost this? And I'm like, no, I'll put it in a pot of boiling water. Pot of boiling water, not a pot, yeah, whatever. Point is, this is going in the stew now. We're gonna need an onion for the stew. Do I have 1 onion left? Oh my God. This is the end of days. 1 onion will have to do. Excuse the mess. This is Z Cooks. What do you want? What do you want? Gold? My grandfather nearly killed a man. More stories about my grandfather in car dealerships. Or was it an auto deal? I forget what the actual context was. I think it was a car dealership. My grandfather was complaining about spending a whole lot of money on something and it didn't have like a thing. Like let me put it in equivalence of today. It's like spending $50,000 on a car. And like, hey, it doesn't have heated seats. And the guy, I'm just gonna call him the guy, was like, what do you want, 50? Gold? And my grandfather was just Italian, like, not that attitude, fuck off, I'll kill you, you bastard, that sort of thing. So let's see, we're gonna do this entirely in here. This is literally half the amount of beef I usually make a beef stew with. Just pointing that out. And I put the scissors away because I'm retarded. So now I want to saute. Because we're gonna get that hot. I'm going to use my International Collection Firehouse oil because I like a little bit of spice. I'm going to drizzle that in there. And that's going to help throughout the stew anyway. We're going to need a can of tomatoes. Do not let me forget it this time because the last time I made stew I forgot that. Like, why doesn't this taste right? Don't drip blood. It's not blood. I had to explain to a vegetarian that this isn't blood. It's just juice. You can kill somebody and drain all their blood. Be vampire and drain all their blood. Holy shit, that avoided my glass table perfectly. I want a can of diced. Were you a can of diced? You're on the floor now. You're fine. I need 1 can of diced. I need to chop up this. I'm on the best part about a stew. You want to know the best part about a stew? Here, I'll show you the best part about a stew. 1. Ugh. 2. That's it. That's all you do to the onion. You don't even have to peel it apart because the pressure and time. We're gonna take. Actually, probably gonna have to cut the edges. I lied. I lied. You fuck. I lied. Because this is. But. Where are you? When are you going in? You're going in probably with the frozen carrot brigade. I'm just gonna sit you on the burners. I always consider the burners, by the way. See, now I should have cut it in half, then trim the edges, then sliced it in the other way. I always consider burners the most sterile things in my whole house. I would gladly pull out someone's liver, place it on my burner, and then put it back in their bodies. Maybe not gladly, but I'd consider it. Simply because that burner gets so hot so often, nothing can live on it. Nothing can live on it. Peeling you. I love my Instapot. For searing meat, I'd probably still want to do it. If I wanted to dirty more than one thing, I would sear the meat there and put it there. But then you lose all the stuff, the good stuff. You know the stuff I'm talking about. You know the stuff. The stuff. The stuff that sticks to the stuff with the other stuff. It just sticks there. A little bit of a sizzle because there was some water left in there. Never hurts to have a little bit of water in your oil. Just a little bit. Just like a tiniest little bit. So you can hear going pop, pop, pop as you're approaching 212 degrees. You don't want to put like an ounce of water in your oil. That'll be bad. This is still not hot enough on the top to burden me, so that's good. Now that's still going to be too much meat for the surface area, so I'm probably going to do half. No, I'm lazy. We're going to do the whole thing. Do I have a wooden spatula? For some reason I like hitting it with wood, because I have the silicone one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm going to try to drain out some of this liquid. 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 Not blood. Juice. Meat goo. Actually, wasn't meat goo a thing with McDonald's? Okay, so into the oil. Definitely hot enough. That's gonna smell. Kosher salt. Lots of kosher salt. Give it a stir. Get it off. It's gonna start to stick immediately, even with the oil. So get the oil tossed around. Give it more salt, because you can't possibly, all the salt. You shouldn't have to salt your stew when you're done. And we're gonna add a lot of liquid to this. You see, it's gotta be down. It's gotta make contact. That's what heats this up. What else are we adding to this? It's tradition. Red pepper flakes go on literally everything. Z makes eggs. Do they go on pancakes? They don't go on pancakes. Although a spicy pancake isn't the worst thing I've ever thought of. I keep my stews relatively simple. I don't do potatoes in my stew because I'm usually over rice or noodles. If I, for some reason, wasn't doing rice or noodles at all, I would then add potatoes to my stew. But I'm putting them over rice. How many fucking starches you want, Ma? My mother loves like triple starches. Leave the juice in there, it doesn't matter. A little bit of gravy master. Get the shit by the quart if you can. Oh no, oh that's terrible. Perfect. You don't have to stir that either, leave it alone. Some onion powder. California onion. I would put cloves of garlic. I don't have cloves. I do have this thing though, which I just need to keep using, because everyone's like, Zeos, you can't possibly need that much garlic. Shut up, I'll do what I want. 1, 2, that should be. Slowly gathering dirty dishes now. which I was doing dishes and then I realized I should stop, get this going, because as soon as I pressure, like put down, it's probably like 30-35 minutes before that timer goes off, and I could be doing dishes in that time. So now we've got Gravy Master, we've got onion, we've got garlic, we got red pepper, and honestly I don't use black pepper like enough. I don't know, it's just never appealed to me as a spice. Discuss in the comments, do you black pepper everything? But I usually just replace it with red pepper. Oh yeah. This is still not hot enough to actually like sear, and I did put a lot of liquid in there just now. Should have waited till it's for like another 3 minutes, but I'm against the clock, and by the clock I mean I'm fucking hungry. Carrots, onions, tomatoes, meat, spices. I do have... Are you it? No, you're it. I have this. I have the Better Than Bouillon roast beef base, which I may or may not need to add, because I'm going to add water to this, and we're going to make an actual... What's it called? Like it's going to be a sauce or gravy it's going to be in. And this stuff is... Give your garlicky spoon a rinse. This stuff is essentially just, if cow became pudding, this is cow flavored pudding. If I eat this, do I die? Yes. I'm pretty sure if I ate that I would die. Look at that right there. Alright, Z did bad. So, since Z did bad and didn't sear this long enough, this is when you learn. You're watching this, you're watching it from my amazing commentary on the Middle East and how to solve all that bullshit. I'll remember to talk about that later, I'm sure. But, you're here to learn, hopefully. You're here to learn how to cook my cousins better. Jay is way better at, like, teaching. Like, you should actually listen to what he says. You only partially listen to what I say. And all you're really to do with my sister is stare at her feet, you sickos. There's that. There's this. Because the onions are going to absorb salt. The tomatoes are going to absorb salt. And while this is salt... Oh, it's so good. And I'm not going to use filtered water to fill this up because we need too much of it. I am going to fill it with some hot water first, because I want to melt that. I want to do this. I don't want to throw. I don't want that clump living through the end of this cook. Are you softening up at all? Come on, give me some sign of life, and that should be enough. This only lasts a year. Actually, wait, November 2019. We got some time. We got some time. So this is half the amount of stew that I'm used to making. And because it's so damn hot, here, hold on. We'll just keep adding hot. Wait till it burns your hand. And you can't keep your hand on your, that's when you know you're getting it right. Oh yeah. Now it's melting off. Who remembers that movie Dreamcatcher? No one saw it. It was weird, and it was aliens. It was about childhood memories and aliens. Oh. Is it down there, though? Is it down there? Gotta watch out. We're just trying to cover, basically. I gotta get those carrots in. Okay. Gonna pour. Any big chunks coming out? Chunks of brown? Yep. Oh, looks like my cat went poop in there. Okay. Off for you. Did you, are you gonna fit? Just like, boom? Alright. That's so not how you do this. We're... Now I'm just going to go back to, I'll add cold water. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point. That should be what we need. I don't deal with bay leaves. My mother used to add bay leaves to everything. Bay leaf. But I was like, I never could taste the difference. And I just don't add it in my own food, and it doesn't taste bad. I'm going to throw a little salt. I'm going to set it to actually just pour kosher salt into my stew. I just don't like adding salt at the end. I'm going to add a little bit more of this crazy oil, because why not? It looks pretty. Anything else I want to throw in from here? Anybody volunteering? Gravy master, we should be good. I can always thicken it up. If for whatever reason this doesn't come out thick enough by the time we're done, I could thicken it up with do I have cornstarch? Okay, now we're gonna hit meat stew. We're gonna clear off meat stew. It's set to 35 minutes at high pressure with normal. I don't know, it's less and more normal and more time? I don't know. It's on. I'm leaving it stock. Meat. Make sure this valve is set to close, which is that's open, that's closed. Just that's it. Just clicks like that. This is garbage. This was stirring water and beef thing, so it's actually relatively clean. Gladly. This was touching raw meat. Clean this. Actually, I'm gonna continue doing dishes now. Boom, Crimson Tide. Figured that was a good enough movie for tonight, because I love submarine movies. Red October, probably my favorite. Crimson Tide, close second. Believe it or not, Kelsey Grammer in Periscope up, down Periscope. Great fucking movie. This just beeped 1 minute ago because it switched to low. It's 9:08, so I lied. Careful or you'll steam the paint off of your cabinet. The question comes, am I going to warm up all this rice or just probably what I'm going to eat? Don't put your arm over that. Oh, another thing, when you fill this up to the tippy top, when you do that, it may shoot out like actual liquid. So be real fucking careful if you've overfilled your steamer. I'm gonna use narrower fork. Now it's still hot in there, it's still generating steam. And I'm not gonna take it off a low until I'm ready to put this away tonight. That much rice in the microwave with water, or else you get dry kernels. The water just keeps everything. I put water in there when I'm cooking, when I'm microwaving meat or anything that usually comes up with dry edges, especially meat. But rices work. Obviously, soups don't need to do that. But it adds moisture. I don't know how it magically, because it's never boiling. It's just, don't ask questions. Just do. We can't push that down. We can't open the lid until that falls down. Really gotta wash this lid more. Oh, it's my favorite tag viewer bowl. We're almost done. I want to see it. I gave that 2 minutes. Probably after a minute, I should probably stir it. You know rice is good when Zeos is eating it cold with nothing on it. What am I drinking with this meal? Why not some Chardonnay? Actually, do I have any fancy glass? I'm gonna have the ultimate, like, champagne glasses, but I think... Oh, fuck me, man. I don't... Does have fancy glass. Christmas. That thing still hasn't dropped down. Game of Thrones Chardonnay. Well, actually, it's not Game of Thrones. That's Game of Thrones mug. I'm gonna push that. There we go. Still burling. We are still burling. Look at where's those onions? Remember those quartered onions? They're gone. The meat's down there. This could possibly thicken up. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it. What I am going to do is walk around with a hot fork. Hot rice. Look, nice and it's extra moist from just having that water in there. As long as you can leave it in there. Put that there. Let's get the soup ladle. Where the fuck did the ladle go? Oh, I ruined everything. Ruined everything. This thing's a pain in the ass to clean, but you know what? It does the job. Okay. That is exceptionally hot. Let's hold it with a rag. Prepare to make a mess. You're just gonna. There's no avoiding the mess. Usually what I'll do is I'll try to get solids first. Once I'm satisfied with the amount of solids, just liquid. Alright. I can leave that in there. Try some beef first, because this is a video. Falls apart. Not salty. I may need to add more salt, honestly. Check the carrots. The carrots went in frozen, like it was a block of frozen carrots. Granted, these are not huge carrots. Even a little bit too soft. A lot of times I will cook the carrots separately. And when this is done, take like just slightly underdone carrots, dump them in there, let them sit. In an hour it'll be ready to go. If I wasn't in a rush, and it wasn't 9 o'clock at night, if I made this stew at 11 o'clock in the morning and I was going to eat it at 7, I probably wouldn't put the carrots in until about 2 hours till I was ready to eat. And they would be pre-cooked, and they would just be sitting in a warm stew, not pressure cooked. You pressure cook carrots, they tend to turn into mush, which is what these did, but it's delicious anyway. With a little bit of rice, let's see how that comes out. Hot. Oh, actually, all right. Oh, buck tubers. I think some hot sauce to satisfy. Nothing murderous. This cilantro hot sauce. Which doesn't have a... I wish it had a spout to like... to dab it. Oh, because that happens. That was plenty. That was plenty for the week. Mix it in with the liquids and then just get it away. That might be enough. A little bit of hot sauce and pink Himalayan, because I got enough of this stuff to take salt baths with it. Again, just get the once the liquid has it, once the liquid takes the salt, it takes the hot sauce. Internal convection is just going to make this whole bowl even. I think now, however, and I can leave this off, and it's on warm, and a little bit, see that steam coming off? That's going to thicken that up. That's fine. As long as the cat isn't sneezing into it. So that is Z beef stew. And now me and Chewbacca are going to go back to watching Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington act. Links to things, and don't forget the Patreon. If you join the Patreon for $5 or more a month, if you're in a tier over $5 or higher, you get to hang out with us in a private Telegram channel. Just for paying subscribers. Oh, maybe my sister will bake you some cookies. Maybe.